magic block, leave a man down, shooting like I'm shooting at the range.
It's been a minute since I posted my last YouTube video, but today I just want to give you guys an update on how year 2 of professional basketball in Taiwan is going. I documented a lot of my rookie year in my YouTube channel, so you guys can go check that out. But lately I've just making a lot of short form content on Instagram, so you guys can follow Instagram if you want to see more. But for those that don't know, I'm currently playing professional basketball in Taiwan. This is my second year that I'm in right now. We're currently about to enter playoffs, so I've been here for about 10 months so far this year. I finished my rookie year in May, so I got to go home for about 6 weeks, which was a nice break. Then I had to come back for preseason training. I'll get into each part of this year, but yeah, it's been a long 10 months and it's been a roller coaster of a year, so just excited to tell you guys about it. But for me as a local player, we pretty much got to start preseason training like mid-June, so it was a really short break back home, but it was much needed. But yeah, I had to head back pretty quickly and start a really intense 2.5 month long preseason, or not preseason, off season. So 6 days a week, 2.5 hour days, just super intense workouts. My main focuses for this off season was to focus on my shooting consistency, my physicality, and my ball handling. Just because I expected this year I was going to have a little bigger role and to have to be doing a lot more playmaking than I was last year. The good thing about it though is even though it was really intense, I did get a lot better out of it. Around September, that's when the whole team gets together, so all the coaches and all the import players, they come to Taiwan. We start team practices. We actually signed Kenneth Fareed, which is crazy to say. He used to play on the Denver Nuggets, if you don't know who he is. His nickname was the Manimal, but unfortunately we only had him for about a month just because a big club in Europe, they bought out his contract and he went to Europe to play. For that month, it was super cool just getting to talk to him and get to know him and just get to play with someone that's played at such a high level. He's such a funny guy, he's hilarious, and we send memes to each other on Instagram. But also in September, my girlfriend came to visit me and it was a super spontaneous trip, but we've been doing long distance for about 2.5 years now. I talk about her a lot in my videos on Instagram, but she's just been my #1 fan throughout this entire journey. When we first started dating, I told her that I was going to try and go play professional basketball. She didn't really know what that meant, but she knew that she wanted to stick around and be with me. So these trips that she comes out to make and come see me, those are really special just because we get to just spend time with each other, go on dates, and do a lot of the things that we can't do when we're separated. For preseason, we got to go to South Korea. We went last year as well, but this year we got to explore a little more and we got to play 2 scrimmages there. But for me personally, preseason was pretty tough for me just because I had bigger expectations for myself coming into this year. I came in with a really different mindset than I did my rookie year. I wanted to come in more confident and just have a bigger role. But preseason, I just was not playing well. It feels like I just left off from my rookie year, and I'll talk more about that. But yeah, preseason, I just wasn't playing well. I wasn't playing with confidence. I was nervous in practice, couldn't make shots. And we had a couple scrimmages during preseason, and, I would be the last guy on the bench sometimes. So it was just a really tough time for me mentally. But everything kind of changed until the first official game of the season. It was an away game against the #1 team in our league. To start the game, our whole team just couldn't find a rhythm. A lot of our guys were struggling to hit shots, and, we were down big in about 10-15 minutes. And, I wasn't really expecting to play that game, but my name got called all of a sudden, and my mentality for that game was pretty much, I got nothing to lose. I didn't think I was going to play, so going in, I just wanted to be super aggressive, just play defense, get to the rim, draw a foul, whatever that may be. But I ended up having my career high of 9 points. But last year, I couldn't even get past the 5-point mark just because, I was playing so terrible last year. For me to have that game, even though we lost, for me to have that game was just really validating for myself. Last year was one of the toughest basketball seasons of my life, and I'll put up my stats right here, but you can see it was bad, man. I was shooting 15% from 3, even though I was labeled a shooter before I got to the team. I was just playing so nervous. I had no confidence. I was so hesitant all the time. Although I worked really hard before or after practice, I'd get up shots after. I worked really hard. I just didn't trust myself. I didn't, think I could play at that level. Even though I got to play a little bit, I got to play 9 minutes a game, still just couldn't find my rhythm the entire year. Yeah, but going back to the first game this year, it was a complete 180. I was playing with almost no consciousness. I was shooting when I was open. I wasn't worried about mistakes. I was picking up full court, just playing the way I knew I could play. The biggest difference between this year and last year is all confidence. It's not my skill level, even though I did get better. It's got nothing to do with my skill level. My entire career, it's all been mental. And for me, I think I'm doing a lot better mentally. Although my stats aren't ridiculous, it's a big improvement from last year, which is success to me. I've almost doubled my 3-point percentage. I'm scoring a lot more. I'm playing more. I've had multiple double-digit games, which seemed almost impossible last year. And it's funny because one of my teammates now, he was on another team last year. He told me that whenever we would play them, he would love to guard me because I never touched the ball. I laughed about it at first, but I was like, dang, I really wasn't a threat at all last year. After my rookie year, I was really concerned that the team wasn't going to want to sign me back. I mean, considering my stats that year, I was understanding if they didn't want to bring me back. But when I found out they wanted to sign me again, I was really excited and willing to put the work in. I've been talking a lot about the differences from last year and this year, but one of the other biggest things is I've really learned to start trusting my work. I've talked about this in one of my Instagram videos, but it's one thing to work hard. You can always work hard, but it's another thing to trust in your hard work. If you don't trust in the work that you put in, then it's almost pointless. I've just been learning to slow down and see situations. The game's already going at 100 miles per hour, and if you can slow it down in your own head, then you're already so much ahead than your opponents. And again, I'm talking about last year, but like for me, whenever I caught the ball, I would just be so hesitant. I'd panic. I didn't know what to do, whether to shoot, drive, pass. I didn't know what to do. I was just so, nervous. This year I've kind of learned to just settle in, focus on defense first and offense will flow. For me, I get going on defense. If I can get a rebound, if I can get a stop or two, then, that really gets me going and that my confidence goes up. But off the court, I've gotten a lot closer to my teammates. For me, I talk about the language barrier and how that's one of the biggest issues for me. I barely speak Chinese. I can speak a little bit. Last year, it was hard to connect with some of my teammates just because the majority of them couldn't speak English. This year, a lot of them are making the effort to learn more English. So for a lot of them, their English has gotten a lot better. I even got to go camping with some of my teammates, and that was really fun, just getting to wind down and connect with them. Usually every year in December, my family comes to visit me, but this year it was really special because my entire family and my girlfriend, they got to visit me. So my brother and sister, they recently got engaged, so their fiancés got to come to Taiwan for the first time, and just having all 7 of them come to Taiwan and visit me was just super special. That was definitely the highlight of this year because they got to catch 2 games, and just having them watch me play professional basketball is always special. But it was just so nice just to hang out with them, just be with my family again, take them to my favorite restaurants, just spend that quality time that I miss out on so much. Usually from January to May is kind of the hardest stretch because during that time, no one usually comes to visit me just because, flights are super expensive and they got work, whatever the case may be. But in March, my dad actually had a couple weeks off work, so he decided to fly out and catch a home game for the first time. But those 2 weeks, that was a different kind of special just because my dad just came out by himself, so it was just me and him. He was just reflecting and telling me how little time we've spent with each other these last 7 years. Just because in college I went to school in Oregon, so I would only come home for breaks or summer for a few months, and then right after college I had a few months home, then I pretty much went to Taiwan. So for the last 7 years, it's been a long time since we were able to just spend quality time with each other. My dad has been watching me play ever since I picked up a basketball. He's never missed a game. Him coming to watch me play professional basketball was one of the greatest highlights of my life. Yeah, but year 2 has been an emotional roller coaster. Lots of growth, lots of improvement, and I'm just extremely blessed to say that I play basketball as my job. It's an experience that I don't take for granted. For sure, this life comes with its sacrifices, being away from home, missing out on big moments and stuff like that, but getting to do something special like this in my young 20s is something I'll look back on and I'll appreciate myself for doing this. But I just hope that I can continue to inspire younger athletes and other aspiring hoopers to chase their dreams and have big aspirations, whatever that may be. I would just say use me as a testament, a guy that went from Division III to professional basketball. Nothing is impossible. I'll definitely try to post more content on YouTube, but for the meantime, you guys can follow my Instagram. I post a lot more content on there. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching.